Hello, welcome to the Motown India show. My name is P Tharyan. We finally have the Grand Vitara with us, and this is the latest offering from Maruti Suzuki. Isn't it looking grand? Let me now get into the details of this vehicle. The Grand Vitara costs, as they announced recently, from rupees 10.45 lakh to 19.65 lakh rupees ex-showroom, and that includes the prices of around 10 variants. It comes in two forms: an intelligent electric hybrid powertrain as well as a progressive smart hybrid technology. The difference primarily lies in the amount or quantity of lithium-ion batteries in the vehicle. The intelligent electric hybrid technology is the one which comes in the top variant, and we have here with us the top variant. This is the one which is the most expensive, and it costs around 19.65 lakh ex-showroom. But before I talk about the good points, let me tell you quickly about some of the shortcomings I noticed in the vehicle. First and foremost, the boot space. Now, it's because of the lithium-ion batteries which are packed beneath the boot area, the boot space is compromised big time. Let me show you that. Now, because the base is a little raised, this space in this has been compromised big time. The batteries are beneath this, so a maximum of 1 or 2 big suitcases can fit here. Otherwise, this is a very small space, especially for a more than 4-meter vehicle, and that too a 5-seater. Once you sit inside this vehicle, you realize a few more shortcomings. These are: the driver's seat per se doesn't have any electric controls. Now, please remember, this is the top end variant costing more than 20 lakh rupees on road. So this comes with everything manual. There are no electrical functions here. And another thing which is sadly fitted here is the sunroof shade, which is of an extremely flimsy material. Now, any child here, if they were to accidentally poke their finger in, it can possibly tear the sheet. And another flip point to this material is, during hot summers, especially when the sun is shining very bright, the brightness is going to penetrate here, and all over your top it's going to be really hot. So what we in Delhi especially prefer is a shaded sunshade, not which is translucent, of this material, which can allow the sun's rays to penetrate in. This is going to be a really hot car to begin with, and subsequently when the AC moves, it could perhaps cool down. But the bright lights are going to be permanently hitting your head. And for a top variant model, which is sorely missing, are these anti-pinch glasses here. These should have ow, that's what happens. These should have been anti-pinch. Now, let me check whether there is an anti-pinch feature. It doesn't have, it doesn't stop, so it's quite dangerous. There are cars in which you just put your hand out or a part of your body out, and in case by mistake you try to shut it off, it just bounces back. So there, the windows don't have an anti-pinch feature. Even these don't have an anti-pinch feature, which I feel is a little sad. Coming to another drawback is, because of the lithium-ion batteries which are beneath this space around here, the seats here are a little raised, so that means the headroom, they say, is a little too compromised. I'm just about 5'10", so anybody who's 6 foot or taller is going to find it very difficult though the seats per se are very comfortable, there's enough leg room, there's good thigh support, there is good distance between the two people here, but unfortunately the headroom has been compromised to some level. As for the front, yes, to some extent it's compromised. Let's check it out. In front, if I were to raise the driver's seat, then I am going to really hit the roof here. So I need to keep my seat low. So the space in front is a lot better than the space at the rear. Here you can still adjust it and bring down the level of your seat by manually pushing down this lever. So you have quite a lot of space, but at the rear you don't have that luxury. Let me explain to you very briefly the relationship between Suzuki and Toyota. Now this is a global alliance, and in India there are two cars, the Baleno and the Brezza, which are manufactured by Maruti Suzuki here, and these are sold through Toyota outlets in the form of the Glanza and the Urban Cruiser respectively. These are cars which are being manufactured by Maruti Suzuki and sold by Maruti Suzuki and also Toyota, wherein it rebadges these vehicles as Toyota vehicles. Since this is a global alliance, Toyota has been selling Maruti vehicles and they have been doing pretty well. And I'm talking about the Glanza and the Urban Cruiser. But Toyota, I'm sure, would have said, "Hame bhi gaadi banane do boss, because I can't be selling your cars alone. We also need to manufacture some vehicles and you need to sell it for us." And that's exactly where the Toyota Hyryder came. And this Toyota Hyryder is basically the Grand Vitara. Now, don't think everything about this car is Toyota. No, this vehicle per se, the Grand Vitara, was actually conceptualized and it was designed and produced finally by Suzuki. So this entire chunky piece you see here, everything is Suzuki. But where Toyota has scored is its hybrid technology. And Suzuki, being a smart company, has infused that proven hybrid technology of Toyota and fused it with their petrol engine and made the Grand Vitara. But mind you, like I mentioned earlier, there are two versions of this car in terms of powertrains. One is a 1.5 litre petrol engine K series, which is there in the progressive smart hybrid technology. Now that's the variant below this variant. This top end variant which I'm driving, this is basically the Grand Vitara intelligent hybrid electric vehicle. Now this also has a 1.5 litre engine, but this is a Toyota engine, and the Maruti engine being a 1.5 litre 4-cylinder, this is a 1.5 litre 3-cylinder fused with a huge amount of lithium ion batteries, and that makes it a great hybrid. Now this is a hybrid typically on the lines of a Toyota Camry, but for the first time Maruti Suzuki will be selling the Toyota vehicle, because this fellow is being manufactured at the Toyota plant in Bidadi in Karnataka, and not in one of these Maruti Suzuki plants up north here or elsewhere. So keep that in mind. Even though the Grand Vitara intelligent electric hybrid top-end variant has a few shortcomings, it has a whole host of practical as well as comfort-oriented and stylish features. Let's start with the exterior. The Vitara has a length of 4345 mm, a width of 1795 mm, a height of 1645 mm with a wheelbase of 2600 mm. This vehicle has a turning radius of 5.4 meters. Up front you get to see the signature design elements like the premium crafted chrome grille, projector auto LED headlamps, sharp 3-point LED DRLs with integrated turn lamps. It has a very bold and expressive front fascia. As you move to the sides, you notice the strong shoulder lines that flow seamlessly into the Nexa signature LED tail lamps. ORVMs with turn indicators, roof rails and shark fin antenna make up the rest of the features. The vehicle gets 215 by 60 R17 dual tone precision cut alloy wheels. Both in front and rear, the Grand Vitara comes in dark grey skid plate. So quickly let me explain this area in and around the driver's seat. You have a very smart looking and very smartly built steering wheel, and which has adequate controls here for volumes and cruise control and stuff like that, and of course for voice commands and all the typical controls you have on a steering wheel, you have it here. This is an automatic ECVT. The functions are parking, reverse, neutral, drive, and B for braking. This is to basically recharge the batteries a little faster, which I'll explain later. And what else do you have here on the center console? You have an EV mode. That's if your batteries are charged. If you press the EV mode, on EV mode you can travel a bit. Then you have something called a drive mode. The drive mode is an option between power mode and eco. The subtle difference being eco is perfect in terms of fuel efficiency, drivability, and power mode is a little more aggressive, and of course everything else is a little more quicker and smarter, even your air conditioning controls and stuff. And here there are two buttons here for your seat ventilation, a very good feature. Especially this car will have the tendency to get very warm because of this translucent material here. So the air vents here for the seats will be very helpful. Then you have a manual handbrake lever and a little cubby hole here in the center console to keep your keys. There is a central armrest. It can be extended a bit, and once it's back you can open it, and again storage here on the sides of the seats, so ample storage space. And what do we have here? The little sunshades, and they have the vanity mirrors with lights, both of them, which is good. You have a very chunky mirror, prismatic. It's got an option to put it on auto. So much for the front area here. An extremely smart dashboard, well staged. This seems a bit of leather, and a very smart dashboard, a great feeling, very well designed, and it's a very contemporary in its look. In front you have the buttons for AC controls, fan controls, temperature controls. Then you have something here, this is for wireless charging, so there's an option. Then there's an option for your USB slot, a 12-volt slot. And as for the seats, I must say they are awesome. The seats have the side bolsters. They're well cushioned, well stitched, lovely material, very upmarket. So thumbs up to the entire front area here. And if you see on the right, there are some buttons. There's an up and down button, which invariably means you can set the readings on the HUD, that is the head-up display. So depending on what your eye level is, the HUD information can be moved on that screen at your eye level. Then you have a button for the view. Once you press that, you can see on the navigation screen a lot of information in and around the vehicle, so you can make sure your vehicle is safe before you drive off or in a tight corner. So that is very convenient. And here on the side you have the power button to start with. Talking about the steering wheel, definitely it's sporty, and this can be manually adjusted for reach. It can be for reach as well as tilt. So again, depending on your body structure, how tall you are, this can be adjusted for both these levels, which is expected in a vehicle of this price. New age features include a panoramic sunroof with dual sliding panes. The Smart Play Pro Plus comes with a HD display and an intuitive user interface. The Suzuki Connect, an advanced telematics solution, offers 40 plus connected features, letting you remotely control the air conditioning, unlock doors, get real-time vehicle status, security and safety alerts, as well as keep up with your vehicle's health. You get a digital multi-information display with loads of features and displays. Coming to the back seat, except for the headroom for very tall people of around 6 feet, 5'11" or more than 6 feet, this is going to be a problem, but for the rest of us, it's around 5'10". This is going to be a very comfortable seat, very plush, very soft, and quite spacious. You got enough leg room, got enough under thigh support. You got 2 USB slots and a blower here for your AC wind, the direction and the blower speed you can control here. As for storage at the back, you have, of course, 2 cup holders here. Then you have space to put some stuff here, and of course there are cavities here for bottles and other knickknacks here on top as well as the bottom. And then here in just under the armrest here in this area where your blower is, you get space to put in your mobile phone, and it's like that the position so your mobile phone will not fall off also, so you can tuck in a few things there. And all this material seems like leather, but the touch of it, I feel it's kind of a faux leather material, but definitely has a very uber appearance to it. Nice adjustable headrests, 3 of them. The third person, of course, is going to be a little squeezed, but the rest of the space here at the rear is amazingly smart and does not feel claustrophobic at all. Very spacious looking and very spacious to experience. So the seats at the back are also 60-40 split. You can bring it down here, but the unfortunate part here for luggage is that since this area is a little higher, it won't be straight. So if this was at the same level, suitcases could have been pushed up right here, but this be kind of an imbalance here. But yes, advantage is that it's 60-40 split. This too can be brought down here, so there is an advantage depending on what permutation combination you choose for your convenience. And do remember that the rear seat safety has become a very important issue these days, especially after the tragic accident of a leading industrialist. So here at the rear you get 3 safety belts or seat belts, and the interesting part is the third person or the middle person gets a 3-point seat belt, which is very good. So he too is able to buckle up in a very safe way. Usually the person in the middle has to make do with a lap belt, but this is again very interesting to see and very comforting to see that there is a 3-point safety belt, which will keep our friend here a little squeezed in, but definitely safe. You get reading lights for person at the back. There are 1 each on either side. Then you got a grab handle, which is important depending on how rough your ride is. And that kind of sums up all the utilities and advantages of the rear seat. So when you start off, the beauty about this intelligent electric hybrid is that there is a lot of electric in this vehicle. If you notice at this center console here, you realize this is an automatic and you have the options of parking, reverse, neutral, D and B. Usually D means obviously the drive mode, but what is B? In this B mode, the charging of the batteries is a lot faster. It's more aggressive since the braking is a little more harder and more aggressive. So if you want to charge your batteries fast, you can put it in the B mode. So which mode are you supposed to drive? Both the modes are fine, the D and the B. But when you're on a highway, it's the D mode, definitely. But in the thick of city traffic, it's best to opt for the B mode. And you can shuttle between the B and the D mode. So where this car really scores is that in the thick of city traffic, it is able to switch on to the electric mode automatically and conserve your petrol. And that is a great point for a big vehicle like this. So that's where the fuel efficiency really goes much beyond the 20 mark, because a lot of petrol is conserved and a lot of electricity is in play. In city driving, the electric mode really comes into play, and that's where the customer or the consumer benefits. And that's a great point about this vehicle. But when you drive on the highways, since it's going to be a lot more aggressive driving, faster driving, it's the IC engine which kicks in and the battery kind of relaxes and recharges itself as you brake once in a while. In this case, this is a relatively green car, and thanks to the Toyota technology of hybrid and lithium-ion batteries, this car has benefited in a big way. So typically, like the Toyota Camry, if I were to start off this vehicle, you wouldn't even realize it. Right now when I'm talking to you, the car is switched on, it's in the electric mode, the air conditioner is working perfectly, and as I move to the drive mode and start moving, it's in the battery mode. Now this is a great benefit as you get out of your locality, as you start moving, it's all in the electric mode. So there's a lot of electric in play compared to the other version, which is a progressive smart hybrid technology. That's a lot more milder. Now let me keep my eyes focused on the road and go a little faster, and let's see how it drives. It drives perfectly. Now even if I were to put it in B mode, which I can toggle between while driving by either the B mode or the D mode, there's no effect in the driving experience. It's still smooth, it's still quick, and it's still fast. I need to watch out for not just the speed, but some of the cows, like you see this fellow here. Hello. These are plenty on Indian roads, so you have to be very, very careful when you're driving. So when you're driving on the B mode or the D mode, those signs are there up front on your instrument panel. For a quick moment, I will try to test its acceleration, how good it is in the B mode. There, it's already touched 77 in such a short distance. Both in the B mode and the D mode, if I were to accelerate, now this is where automatically the IC engine kicks in and all the power is coming from the internal combustion engine. An absolutely smooth car. This engine is mated to an eCVT. The power delivery is absolutely linear. There's no hiccups here. Is absolutely a pleasure to drive.
The vehicle comes with cruise control function that allows you to pick up any cruising speed above 40 kilometers per hour on highways. Even though this is an automatic, it does not get paddle shifters, though the 6-speed automatic with progressive smart hybrid powertrain has this function. This top-end variant gets hill hold assist but does not get hill descent control. The hill hold assist automatically activates when you brake while driving uphill and prevents your car from rolling backwards. Coming to safety features, the Grand Vitara is built on Suzuki's renowned TECT platform with extensive usage of high tensile steel for effective absorption and dispersion of crash energy. It comes with 6 airbags, 2 in front and 2 each on the sides and curtain.